Jesse Mack Butler's mom heard the screams of one of Jesse's victims and did not stop it. Let me reword that. The mother of convicted serial assaulter Jesse Mack Butler heard Jesse attacking one of his victims in her own home and did nothing to stop it. She knocked on the door of their movie room and asked, "Is everything okay?" And when her darling baby boy Jesse told her everything was fine, she walked away, knowing she had just heard a young girl fighting off an attack and screaming no. It would be hard to blame a family member for someone else's actions, but when a 17-year-old boy feels comfortable enough to bring 3 different girls to his home with at least his mother present, assault them, choke them unconscious, record it, and nearly take the life from one girl, there is a serious problem in that house. And considering this vile human was convicted of his crimes, but then in a disgusting miscarriage of justice was allowed to pretty much walk free, I will not sleep until every girl and young woman in the country knows what he is capable of. Jesse Mack Butler is a dangerous person who has progressively become more violent and more sadistic in just a few months' time. I cannot imagine what he is ultimately capable of. Jesse Mack Butler.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. So much for the no closed doors when you have female friends over at the house or any friends of the opposite sex. You know what I mean? Yeah. I remember Mom and Dad being like that. Yeah, Derek and, our older brother Derek and his girlfriend would go downstairs, and they'd be like, hey, don't close the door.
Yeah, that's how it was with all of us, especially our little sister. So I don't understand how this happened. Said this is bad parenting all around.
Yep, absolutely. And again, it's kind of crazy that it's just this hands-off parenting thing. And where did this kid learn to do this stuff? I mean, social media and the P word, ornography, is going to be a huge factor behind this. Because I mean, who gets off on choking people? I mean, I didn't even know choke. I mean, as a kid, your first time doing it, you should be like just doing it is a big enough thrill. Like you have to start choking people this early on, and you're I mean, at what point did this kid lose his virginity? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's oh, this is boring. But I mean, it can't be because he's had so much of it. It's because he's so desensitized to it because of social media and pornography.
Yeah. It's this stuff is not normal. Your first time should be very confusing, and, you're both trying to
figure out
how things work and what both people are comfortable with, not straight to choking.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And again, this kid got, his case started out last year. It was last year about this time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it started off with him pleading not guilty and then staying not guilty, and then he eventually pled no contest. So I'm guessing they gave a plea deal, and they said, look, you're a minor. We'll give you the walk deal, but you have to plead no contest guilty to all this stuff. And this is what everybody's upset about, because I guess they gave him this sweetheart deal where, again, he got to be tried as a minor, so he didn't really have to serve any jail time. So, I mean, so the lawyer got the conviction, but no time is served. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's going to have to do community service or something. I don't know. But, again, this is what happens when you're dealing with minors.
Yeah.
I'll
read some of the stuff that I have here for it. So convicted rapist receives no jail time after granted youthful offender status.
Yep. I mean, everyone can be upset about this, but I mean, it makes sense. I mean, this is no different than the what's that case where they stabbed that guy's twin?
Yeah,
he basically got off scot-free, right?
No, I'm not sure. I'd have to follow back up. I haven't checked on that case in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. We need to figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah.
But again, this is what happens when you're a minor. I mean, the minors get sweetheart deals. It's just the nature of it. It's again, we showed that thing with the school the other day where the school was wouldn't. Again, the schools are not going to give the names of the victims because A, one, they're victims, and B,
minors.
They're minors.
Yeah.
You can't just go around throwing minors' names.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if they're the criminal or they're the victim. They can't release names because they're minors for whatever reason. Depending on the severity of the offense, the name should be, at least the name of the perpetrator should be redacted.
Yeah.
I mean, should not be redacted.
So again, I mean, this is one of those ones I'm kind of conflicted on, like, because when I initially heard this, like, my skepticism brain always kicks on. I'm like going, is this one of those things where, like, this kid's like a high school loser and, like, a group of girls got together to, like, frame him?
Yeah,
kind of thing, because that's happened before too.
Yeah, I remember that, the group of girls that just had a guy that they all hated.
Yeah, he tried to ask some of them out, and like they were all like, "He's so weird. We should just get together and just like say he did something." And they did, and the kid went to jail.
But I don't think they went to the point where they had like bruises and ended up in the hospital.
No. It was all
hospital.
I mean, so this one's real. Like, I mean, like when we started looking at the notes of the case and delving into this, like this actually happened. Again, that whole thing where his mom heard what was going on, but again. Mom, what are you doing letting him have female friends over and letting him close the door? Like, this is some serious bad parenting stuff. I mean, that's as simple as leave the door open.
Yeah.
Like, again, bad parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, you should always you should not have males and females hanging out in your house unsupervised. If you're the type
especially if they're dating.
I can't even tell you, man. Think how many people that we knew in high school where it's like, the parents that would facilitate drinking. You'd have those friends. Like, you remember, like, we were talking to our buddy, and they go, yeah, I went over to this guy's house, and, like, their mom and dad were drinking with us. It was so fun. And I was just like, their mom and dad were drinking with you?
Well, that's what we said. The way we described it was, would your parents do that? And he was like, no. And goes, so you don't find that strange that so-and-so's parents are like, all the kids can come drink at my house? Just like, that's weird. Your parents are weird. You're weird. Yeah,
again, your parents are strange if they're out there hanging out, being one of the high school kids, and even if they're not hanging out, it's like, I want them to have fun and feel safe drinking here. It's like, why? What are you doing? Why are you facilitating that for kids that your kids, but let alone kids that aren't your kids?
Yeah, it's one thing if like your parents are supervising you and alone in your house, and like and you're not going anywhere. It's like you can try a beer, son, or you can try a sip of wine, daughter. It's not that. My son's having a party.
Who wants to play beer pong?
Exactly.
Come on, kids.
Dad,
get out here.
Yeah, Dad rolls in.
Let Dad show you his old college tricks,
Yeah, and then Mom and Dad roll in with the beer hats on.
Yeah. It's strange. And again, it's grooming behavior too, because we told our buddy, it's like, hey, dude, look. Like, this is weird. And like, again, he didn't even contemplate it being weird until we started going, how would you feel if you were just hanging out and drinking, like your parents were throwing a party and like hanging out with you the way that whoever's party's house you were hanging out at and their parents were hanging out with you? Would you want your dad being like, hey son, come here, let me show your friends this? It's like, let me show these kids how to butt chug real quick. You'd be like, oh, that'd be mortifying. It's like, I like my parents, but I don't want them to I don't want to party with my parents. It's different, it's like, I mean, maybe in college it's different when they come over and it's like, hey dad, you want to play a game of beer pong with me and my friends? But in high school, it's just, I mean, it's beyond inappropriate. But it's at that point they're just like, they're at that point where like, oh, we're 18 though, like, at least seniors, But again, it wasn't just when they were seniors; it was before they were seniors too when they were talking about these parties.
Yeah.
Again, you can't give these kids the forbidden fruit and expect them not to want to keep going after it.
Yep.
Again, it's like something very close and personal to our lives. It's like, remember our again, we had issues that we knew about, and I'll try to be you'll understand what I'm talking about. But
I know exactly
a friend who was dating a girl whose mom was totally okay with them bumping uglies as minors, Imagine you, like, the parents of this boy being like, hey, you don't need to be going over to that girl's house and doing all this stuff. And then the boy is like, but it feels good. Like, yeah, you tell a boy, it's like, hey, no, you can't have sex anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. I'm gonna find a way to sneak out and go and have sex as often as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like, you've awoken a fire that cannot be put out.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, you have the parent of the...
Which that gets back into the topic we were talking about yesterday. That's why abstinence only is better, because once you've had a taste of the forbidden fruit, you don't want to go back.
Yeah,
you can't, and you can't go back.
Yeah, you know what it feels like. You know the pleasures that the other opposite sex can provide you.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, it's like, and even outside of that example that I gave, that's really hits close to home. We also have another one where it's like, we had friends who, who's went to parents' house. These are people who were Christians. It's like they were going to church every Sunday, Christians, and they're the type of parents that would be like, yeah, we have condoms for the kids. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you have like, I mean, what are you doing? Like, there's a huge disconnect with parenting right now. And even back when we were there, it's like, why are you providing condoms for your kids? Like every time they bring, like, one of your daughters, like, I mean, it's a family full of daughters too. It's like you're bringing these boys over, like, you have a jar full of condoms in the house. It's like, I thought you guys were Christians, like, and you're promoting, like, premarital sex.
Mm-hmm.
What are you
not
doing?
Only that, but with condoms, if depending on how strict they are on like what technically considers as birth control.
Yeah, I mean, again, and some people be like, I just think that's smart. It's like, it's not smart to encourage your kids to have premarital intercourse. I mean, like, if you're a Christian, it's like that sex is reserved for a husband and wife, not for two kids just looking to fool around.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't even know if that kid is going to commit. It's like, I mean, but of course, what ended up happening, it's like they got knocked up and, shotgun marriage. But I mean, it might have, and again, the marriage wasn't perfect. There bumps happened along the way, But again, it's just one of those things where it's like, you facilitated this. Like, you as the parents facilitated this. You're the problem. The kids, you facilitated it.
Yep.
You are the enemy. Like, I mean, you should just be like, kids, why don't you just practice some self-discipline and not have intercourse before you're married? Like, vet this person more, vet them more rigorously.
Yeah, exactly. If they can't, that's what I'm saying. If they can't wait a few more years to get married, they're not going to, they're not the one.
Yeah.
If they can't wait, if they are not willing to hold off on the little temptations of desire before they can get married, they're not the one. So that's the way to think about it.
Now, we're not saying that you can't have premarital intercourse and it still work out, but we're saying the odds of it working out are not as good.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, and this is what we're talking about, like, this type of parents, the type of parents, like, I mean, like, these hands-off parents who don't know the media that their kids are consuming, aren't aware of the friends groups their kids are hanging out with. Like, again, how does this guy go from how are you a 17-year-old and you're just, like, automatically into choking and, like, again, this is why people are so upset about this.
There's only one answer to that, and it's, as you said, it's the P word. It's the pornography.
Yeah, and it's also social media. I mean, again, like, the stuff that you see on TikTok and stuff now, it's like these kids are aware of sexual kinks and stuff way sooner than they should be.
Well, especially with those books that are coming up and turning up in the elementary school libraries of how to perform certain acts as a minor or whatever, and it's like, this is weird. This is weird stuff. They're sexualizing children at younger ages. You don't think that that's not going to have an effect on the psyche of a child?
Yeah.
Because when all they should be doing is coloring, learning, like, things in school, and, like, watching cartoons and playing with their fellow friends.
Yeah.
Whereas then all of a sudden now you have that one kid who read that book, or some other kid who's been, like, sexually, like, abused in some strange way, abusing their friends now, and then that's how it goes on. It just the cycle keeps on going.
Vicious cycle.
But anyway, I've got Jesse Butler was charged on 10 counts, 2 counts of attempted rape, 3 accounts of rape by instrumentation, 1 account of sexual battery, and 1 account of forcible oral sodomy, 2 counts of domestic assault and battery by strangulation, and 1 account of domestic assault and battery in February. The dates of the offenses were throughout 2024. So, yeah, this was last year.
When I was reading those charges, the one that stuck out to me that it was confusing is, how do you forcibly make someone give you oral? You know what I mean?
Well, because it's under threat. It's under threat of violence. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is. Like, you will do this, or I'm going to choke you, or I'm going to punch you again, or whatever you're doing. It's like, and if you feel like you're trapped in that situation, of course, the victimization or the victimized party is probably going to do it if they feel like their life's in danger.
Yeah.
But that's weird, whereas the fact that it was in the parents' household and that this happened, which just goes to show you.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, did the mom not look at the demeanor of the girls as they were leaving? I mean, like, what did the boy do? Like, grab them, cover them up, and walk them out. She's fine. She's just on her period or something. Good Lord.
Again, but I mean, it just stems down to, why was the door closed? Why were you knocking on your son's door when he had 2 female friends over?
Yep.
Did you know that there were female friends over? I mean, obviously that scream wasn't your son's. I mean, I guess you could be like, oh, he's just watching aggressive porn in his room. I mean, I guess that's within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't want to go in and catch her son mid-crank.
But then that's another thing that mom and dad should be stopping. What are you doing? Why are you watching this stuff?
Yeah, it's bad for you.
Just let him do it. It's healthy. It's healthy behavior. Just let him do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen in movies and stuff? I personally think masturbation's healthy.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So that even goes to show you, like in movies, where there's movie scenes where a guy is doing that, and then someone walks in on him.
Perfectly
Why do they
natural.
stop? No. Yeah, why do they stop and they get embarrassed? Like they try to hide it because
it's
it
a
is shameful
shameful
act. It's something that you shouldn't be doing.
It's inherently shameful. I mean, even the lead singer of the band Korn talked about, not the lead singer, one of the guitarists or bassists was like, he became a Christian, and like, he in his entire life he was doing drugs. They were banging chicks, like. Yeah. And then finally, he had some porn playing in his hotel room, and then he had some guests come over.
His mom walked in
and,
or something.
And it was playing, and like he felt shame for the first time in his life. He was like, "I'm supposed to feel this way when I do stuff like this."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a reason. Like, we all inherently know we don't want to be caught hopping on the good foot and doing the bad thing. Like if your kids walked in, if your parents walked in,
Why
it's
do you
shameful.
stop? Yeah, if you've lost this, and that goes to show you, if someone has lost the ability to feel that shame when someone walks in on them, whether it's by themselves or with somebody else, why is the innate gut reaction when someone walks in on you doing these things to stop and like cover yourself?
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of one of those things where like that there's a God or there's a higher authority because we all inherently know it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like we all know it's like our gut instincts. Like this is something that needs to be done in private. This is something that needs to be done between intimate people who love each other,
Yeah.
And it's less shameful then, but I mean, like I said.
Yeah, but then they go to show you that, between two people, not multiple people, two people, because when another person walks in the room, you freeze and you stop,
Yeah.
But regardless.
It's crazy. But yeah, again, and this is why, this whole degeneracy thing, it's so bad. It's so prevalent in today's society. Again, how did this kid get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't. I guarantee you, mom and dad didn't. I mean, it's possible mom and dad taught him how to do this, but I doubt it.
Yeah, but here he is, and like that's also why we called him, since it's the strangulation thing. We call this episode the Stillwater Strangler, as if you can see from the thumbnail down here.
Yeah.
But here he is in court, and like he chose the worst possible attire I think you could do if you're trying to look
I know he's
not
got
guilty.
those retarded baseball sunglasses. Like I don't know why people think those are cool. Like
you look like I hate those glasses. You look like a tool when you wear these glasses. And then too, he looks like a frat boy right now, which is the worst possible look you can do. He's got on the brown Sperry's, white pants, black shirt and jacket. Just like, dude, you should have wore like a suit and not be wearing sunglasses, period. Maybe we could give him the benefit of that. Maybe he's crying, but a picture of you like looking sad is better than you wearing glasses and looking like you're a cop getting ready to give somebody a ticket.
Yeah. And I mean, again, he pleaded no contest. So, I mean, I guess he knows he's guilty, so it doesn't matter at this point. He might as well do the Kenny Powers thing, But again, it bad look. This is why in Hollywood they actually have, crisis firms. Like they have crisis PR firms that they will absolutely reorganize. I mean, I guess you've ever seen that movie Gone Girl?
Yeah.
So it's like, you remember the girl that he was having an affair with, what's her name? It's like Emily Wachowski or whatever her name is, like who Ben Affleck was having an affair with.
Yeah.
They got her a crisis actor group, and like instead of dressing like a harlot like she had been dressing out through the entire show, she wore a little white sundress, and they go, and then like who was it? Tyler Perry was like, "Oh, good move. They got her dressed up like she's going to church every day now. Smart. It's like they're sitting there looking at it from a PR standpoint, and that's again that you don't even think about that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like what I said before. This guy knows he pleaded no contest. He knows he's guilty.
Yep. And then I've got the accounts right here. Count 1, attempted rape in the first degree. Count 2, which again, remember this goes back into the whole. Like why Trump is actually not guilty of the 34 count felonies is because you read them off like this and they go not guilty. This is exactly what we talk about. It's like you read the counts off one by one and you go guilty, not guilty. You don't go, if he's guilty on one count, he's guilty on all,
Yeah.
So, but getting to it. So this is how it should be done. So again, count 1, attempted rape in the first degree. And then, if this was actually did go
guilty.
to trial, they would go guilty, not guilty. The jury would. And then they go, and count 2, rape by instrumentation, guilty, not guilty. But we'll just keep going from here. So count 3, sexual battery. Count 4, forcible oral sodomy. Count 5, attempted rape in the first degree. Count 6, rape by instrumentation. Count 7, domestic assault and battery by strangulation. Count 8, domestic assault and battery by strangulation. So, like, again, they have that on there twice because that's for both girls. So that's why it's on there twice.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
To show to the jury and everybody else that this actually happened twice to two different people. Count 9, rape by instrumentation. So that one's on there again. So that's showing the other girl. Count 10, domestic assault and battery. And then that's what the charges were. But I've got here's him being arrested right here if you want to watch this.
Sure.
We're ready to obviously tell our story too.
Yeah.
Jess, it's Mom. Open the door. It's me.
And if you'll just
But we
have
have
him
guests.
step out.
Okay. Give me your wallet and phone and stuff. So, okay. Your what?
They're in the car.
Well, okay, it's fine. It's not locked or anything, is it? Okay. So, can you tell him what you just told me, or?
Yeah, so we're here. We're obviously going to place you under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. We're going to take you to the jail. I told your mom that she can contact a bondsman, and you shouldn't be very long, but there just is a process for paperwork and stuff. But right now you do have to come with us, and I do have to put you in handcuffs, so turn around for me.
You have to put him in handcuffs?
Go Pirates.
I thought they're the Pioneers.
They're the Pioneer. Oh, I thought it said Pirates.
No, they're Pioneers.
I'm farther away than you.
I said, don't get me wrong. You see this, it's hard not to like feel some sympathy
I'll get
for
you
the
out.
kid when you see him.
Okay.
He's clearly teared up right there. He's realizing he's getting arrested.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But like,
actions-
where was
About
this
this.
sympathy
Can't
for those
use all
girls?
this.
Like,
Dad's
don't
on
do
his
this.
way.
Stop
Well,
hurting
I
him.
mean, this is why we have crimes of passion.
Stay
You know, I mean,
strong,
like,
okay?
again, when
Say
you're
your prayers.
worked up, pimped up
Okay, so we
sexually,
will, he's going to go right
you
to
know,
the
like when it
city
feels
Stillwater
right,
jail, and if you'll just
even though it's
contact
wrong,
her,
it
then
feels
she-
right.
she
You know what I
does this all
mean?
the time. She knows what to do.
This is why crimes of passion are a thing. You know, it's like you get to, you watch social media, you watch pornography, and you're like, oh, now I get to experience this in real life. You know, it's like, again, it's this is what we need more of this. You know, we need more crime and punishment. You know, if it was in California, they'd be like, you know, they'd probably be like, basically, it'd be like an Islamic country, be like, hey, we need more than we need 4 girls to come out against this guy. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's the future. You know, regardless of what you think, that's going to be the future of law, especially as we get more Islamic immigrants coming into this country too.
Yep.
This kid will get like this kind of stuff, like kids, you know, men getting off scot-free is going to happen more, and you know, you'll see honor killings of girls, and like they'll be like, those 2 girls were R-worded. You know, it's like, well, they shouldn't have put themselves in that position. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Said, I've got the article here. We'll just kind of do the highlights from it. Yeah, high school baseball star pleaded no contest to string of rapes, walks free, sparking outrage from parents and lawmakers. An Oklahoma teen who was facing 80 years behind bars for being convicted of rape and assaulting 2 high school girlfriends has dodged prison altogether under a shocking sweetheart plea deal, sparking outrage among the victims' parents and lawmakers. Jesse Mack Butler, 18, avoided jail time last week over a spate of stick attacks on 2 16-year-old girls in Stillwater early 2024, including one of the victims leaving close to death after being choked unconscious, Channel 9 News reported. Initially, Butler, then 17, was charged as an adult and was slapped with 10 felonies, including rape, attempted rape, sexual battery, and assault. Again, this is why I keep saying, it's like, yes, if the crime is severe enough, you should be charged as an adult. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like, if it's pretty much like assault, and I don't mean assault, because assault does not mean, assault can mean verbal.
Battery.
Like battery. If it's battery, and I mean like, if it's like battery as in, oh, I got slapped and there's not that much damage, but if it's like hospitalization to where like you received like bone breaking wounds,
crushed
or,
larynx or something like that.
it should be felony and you're charged as an adult. And then 2,
Yeah.
same thing when it goes to any type of sexual assault crimes and or murder, especially murder, like the one we talked about, that Texas track, stabbing. So the baseball player pleaded not guilty to all charges, but later struck a deal with the district attorney office to change his status from adult to youthful offender. Butler, who is the son of a prominent local sports coach, switched his plea to no contest after the judge signed off on the deal. Under local laws, the youth plea deal meant Butler was sentenced last week to just 1 year of rehabilitation and community service, despite facing roughly 78 years in the slammer.
Slammer.
Yeah, exactly. I love the language they use here. It's appalling, the mother of one of the victors told the Daily Mail. Of the slap on the wrist sentence, I received similar punishments for breaking curfew when I was a teenager, she said. Yeah, this is essentially like being grounded.
Yeah, this is a sweetheart deal. But again, this is what happens when you're tried as a minor.
Yeah.
You're going to get the sweetheart deals. And the minute you turn 18, it's like, guess what? Long dick of the law is coming after you now.
Mm-hmm. It's complete injustice to these girls for future victims because of, unfortunately, statistically, it won't end. Not only are you giving a slap on the face to the survivors, but you potentially are putting other women at risk and not holding him accountable. And that is 100% true. He's supposedly done this to at least for sure 2, possibly 3. The mom of the second victim also ripped the joke punishment. It's not equivalent to what he did to them, she said. I told the DA I don't want him to get away with this because I cannot know what another mom is going to have to go through and what I went through, she claimed. By giving him youthful offender status, all prison time went away. The attack of the 2 girls unfolded early last year as they each dated the sports star, according to the documents. And the first victim told investigators that Butler repeatedly raped her and choked her while she refused during the 3-month relationship. Her doctor said that she had undergo surgery to repair her neck after being choked and that she would have died if the choking had lasted another 30 seconds, the court papers charged. The other victim reported that she, too, had been choked out until she passed out. Police later found video of Butler's phone choking the girl. So he videotaped himself doing it. So, good Lord. This kid is crazy. Oklahoma State Rep Justin J.J. Humphreys, Republican Choctaw, told News Nation Banfield that the entire saga showed the court system was corrupt. How in the world did this judge get this, he said. If that doesn't fire you up, there's something wrong. The laws are there, but what do you do when they don't follow them? Does this sound like justice, he added.
Well, in the case of minors, I hate to say it, but it does. I mean, again, there's a reason you treat minors with kid gloves because the state views them as kids. Doesn't matter if they're 17 on the cusp of 18 or what have you. It's crappy. It's a crappy deal. But again, the court won. The court got the conviction. So I mean, the kid is a convicted R-worder, convicted rapist. So as far as the state's concerned, that's a W.
Convicted, yeah. He's been convicted and he's been punished. The problem is the punishment doesn't justify what he did. The punishment is extremely weak.
Yes. And again, this is, I don't know if the DA is more conservative or more liberal.
Well, it's a woman judge.
No, there you go. So, mommy playing forgiveness, So I don't know anything about it. I don't really know the judge, guys, so I'm not going to go out and say that she's got a history of but I mean, this entire state has a history of leniency when it comes to crimes. Like, remember that guy that murdered Kevin Stint commuted that guy's sentence?
Yeah.
They wouldn't give him the death penalty. He still has a life sentence, but they took away the death penalty.
I forget, the one that the Freedom Project was trying to get out scot-free, even though they straight up show that they lied in their testimony. And 2, you have to remember, is if he wasn't guilty, why did he send threatening letters to his girlfriend not to testify in court?
Yeah.
His girlfriend testified against him in court.
And he sent her a letter threatening her from prison. So they screened that mail.
Mm-hmm.
But I said the Innocence Project, threw that crap right out. So again, this state does have a history of, being very lenient. But this is what happens when you weaponize Christian values and ethics against, the actual punishment.
The problem is where people let the world, let the world and let bad press get to them. It's like, why did he probably do that? Why did Stint probably do that for that guy? It's because Freedom Project was there. Freedom Project has big named actors behind it. Whatever it is, has big names behind it.
Kim Kardashian,
and he didn't want the bad press. He was like, I'll meet somewhere in the middle. It's like, no, the dude was guilty. Guilty as sin.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely ridiculous.
It's a tragedy, but again, at the end of the day, the law is blind, and again, the court got their conviction. They won. This kid is guilty in the eyes of the law. But again, they were going to prosecute him as an adult, and then with this plea deal, they're like, why don't you just plead guilty to everything? We'll convict you on all accounts, and if you agree to that, we'll say you don't have to do the jail time because you're a minor. I mean, and at the end of the day,
and it looks good on the court's paper because they've shown that they've convicted an assaulter.
Yeah.
So it looks good because it shows up as a conviction.
It looks good on paper for all those feminists. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they got him. Now, justice isn't exactly carried out because but again, here's the thing, folks. This kid is gonna have to live with this for the rest of his life. You think everybody in his school knows who he is now? Yeah. Everybody in his local community, he's gonna have to move to California.
Is definitely, if he was a scholarship athlete, he has definitely lost all of his scholarships.
Yeah.
I mean, that might have gone into the play of what happened with the judge's conviction. Was like, this kid was. It says he was a baseball star. Mm-hmm. Like his name, like I said, his name and his reputation are tarnished. There is no. I mean, remember that one baseball player that got accused of sexual assault because he was, hooking up with a bunch of girls or whatever. Remember the pitcher or whatever? We talked about this not too long ago.
Oh, Roker, John Roker.
Yeah, John Roker. Like no other team will touch him because, like I said, he's bad. He's bad publicity.
Oh no, that wasn't John Roker. That was a newer guy.
A newer guy. Yeah, I don't remember.
He's in the
who
Mexican League now.
Yeah, but exactly. So, but there's no MLB team that'll touch him now because
his brand
is
poison.
Yeah, his brand is
your
poison.
brand is poison. Again, your reputation is a thing that you have but you don't own. Like other people determine what your reputation is, not you.
Exactly.
Like your actions can.
But his actions are what caused it because he hooked up with girls like all the time. And like he finally got a crazy one that was like, I want him to be my husband or whatever. This is my boyfriend now, or I'm going to have his baby, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And when he did not reciprocate, he's like, nope, I only saw this as a casual hookup. Mm-hmm. She went ballistic.
Yeah.
So
we're talking about the Major League Baseball. We're not talking about this kid.
Not this kid. Yeah. I'm just saying that this is what we're talking about, like with reputation. Like
yep.
This kid will never get a scholarship anywhere because no college school is going to be like, we don't want that kid on our team. He's going to bring really bad publicity to the campus. At this point,
OSU might take him just because they're trying to make.
His dad works there.
No, because the football team's so bad. And it's like if we have this kid, it'll
baseball.
I know, but they'll take away from the how bad the football team's been performing here of late. But no,
that's bad.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, again, justice was served. It might not be served the way that you want it, but he is a convicted rapist now. But yeah, he's just not going to serve time. And again, this is what happens when he skirted the line underneath the age. And if you were in his position, you'd take that plea deal too, regardless of whether or not justice is served. Yep. So this is just the nature of lawyering. Like the state's happy. The state got their conviction. It's the victims who are going to be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, at the end of the day, parents, what are you doing? What are you doing? Letting kids close the doors.
This comes back down to bad parenting.
Yeah,
this
parents.
Is why we say take the computer, take all the smart devices away from your kids. They don't need to be on them. Make them go outside. Make them read because you can see the book and you can know that the book is at least safe because you can see from the title or you can skim through it first. But like, it's sad that we literally now have to gatekeep everything that your kids can view and watch now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sad reality because like. Remember, your kids' shows aren't even safe anymore. They're sneaking all that LGBTQ, transgender activism stuff into your cartoon show, so you can't even let them just watch Disney Plus on their own.
And again, too, it's like, the parents of these daughters. It's like, why wasn't Dad there vetting this guy as their boyfriend?
Yeah, like that was the whole point. Was you had to go meet the parents before you could actually officially date them or whatever, But that's kind of out of the way. That's the whole point of we talked about the wedding ceremony is like the father hands the daughter off to a man that he supposedly knows that he can trust to take care of his daughter. That's the whole point is like when girls decide that they're going to remove their parents or their families out of the dating process, that's where you're going to have issues because they're like, oh, this person just makes me feel good. Well, as we all know, pleasure is temporary.
Pain is, lasts a while. But and then number two, it's like, again, but then we have the 80-20 rule. It's like 80% of girls are going after 20 or 10% of the guys. And it's why this guy look at this kid. Does this kid look like he should have multiple girlfriends
Well,
at the
I said-
same time?
But like I said, if he's the high school star athlete, it still makes sense because remember, women like men for their reputations and their great deeds. They don't necessarily like them because they're
Their
good-looking.
looks,
'Cause
yeah.
How many guys have you seen that are really ugly but they're over 6 foot tall and they're like, I love him.
Yeah, so hot. But yeah, again, parents, be more involved in your kids' lives. What are you doing? Again, we talked about the whole parents. What are you doing providing condoms for your kids? What are you doing, especially if you're Christians?
Yeah.
What are you doing encouraging bad behavior like this? What are you doing letting the opposite sex over to your kid's house or to your house that your kids live in and letting the opposite sex come in there and let them close doors, do stuff behind closed doors?
Yeah.
This is on you, parents.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid made the decision to do what he did.
This is what we say. You have to be involved in your kid's life. You don't have to hold their hand everywhere they go, but you need to be involved and know what your kids are doing, who they're dating, what they're watching, what their hobbies are. Because again, it's like we talk about getting down to even the simplest thing, going back to like protecting your children. Is like Roblox has the most pedophiles trying to get a hold of your kids. Roblox, I'm sorry, yeah, Roblox, whatever it is. So your kids aren't even safe playing video games. So you basically want your kids to play offline video games so they can't somehow get in communication with some perverted adult that's trying to groom them.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's insane. But yeah, get involved in your kids' lives. This wouldn't have happened if parents were more involved in their kids' lives.
Yep. Anyway, this is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Stop and listen to this story because this predator's face needs to be everywhere. Now, these are his charges, and this story is going to fill you with a kind of anger and rage that you probably haven't felt in a long time. His name is Jesse Mack Butler, and he's 18, a high school athlete from Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is the same town where Oklahoma State University is. His dad, Mack Butler, is OSU's former director of football operations, and his mom, maybe even his sister, still work at OSU, and that'll matter in a second. Oh, and by the way, make sure to hit that follow button. So, when Jesse was 17, he was charged as an adult, facing 78 years in prison for SA in horrific assaults that left at least one girl hospitalized. One victim said that she told him no, and he choked her until she blacked out. Doctors say 30 more seconds and she would have been dead. When she came to, he did it again because he wanted to record it on his phone. So, he pled guilty, admitting what he did, and he was set to spend decades behind bars. But then, Judge Susan Worthington comes along, a woman with deep ties to OSU and its athletic community. She stepped in and reclassified him as a youthful offender, and that single move wiped out the entire adult conviction and the 78-year sentence that came along with it. From there, he changed his plea to no contest, which still means he admitted to what he did, and the court found a factual basis for every charge. But how long did he get? Well, it certainly wasn't 78 years. He got 150 hours of community service. Along with it came a curfew, counseling, and supervision by the Office of Juvenile Affairs until his 19th birthday, which is less than a year away. After that, the state's jurisdiction ends, and his record gets expunged, no SO list. His psychological evaluation and rehabilitation plan are sealed, so the public can't even see why the court thought he deserved to walk free. And according to people close to the case, he's still messaging girls, asking if they're single, asking to hook up, while he is still enrolled, at least virtually, at Stillwater High School. Meanwhile, his victims live with the trauma the court can't erase. This is what happens when power protects privilege. Someone can admit everything, face nearly 8 decades, and walk out with community service, all because of who he's connected to and a plea deal. If that doesn't make you furious or beyond furious, it should, because this isn't justice, it is permission. He will offend again, probably next year at college where he has alcohol to help ply his victims. So here's my call to action. Share this story. Share his face. Let every woman in that community, every girl on campus know exactly who he is. And if you want to help stop this from happening again, there's a petition in my bio. Sign it, share it, and speak up. Because until we fix this system, there will always be another Jesse Mack Butler walking free while his victims pay the price. As always, drop your thoughts in the comments on how this makes you feel. And of course, make sure to hit that follow button.